What is your American dream?
My American dream is that we just stop talking about walls. A society without walls. That's my American dream.
I pray for, everyone to be happy and be at peace.
People come to this country for the same reasons. They try to get away from what's going on at home, and we should embrace each other. Got two things. I hope that Spanish is prosperous for our son Dion, who's 8 years old now, and we hope that he will be taking over our company in the future.
My American dream is I have to successful my every single thing because I have one daughter and my wife. So that's I want my good hard work and give it to them.
My American dream is one day I have my home pancake all over the place.
I'm living it. The fact that I'm able to open up my own food truck and be able to represent my culture and be able to expose it and just kind of create unity, representing Ethiopians and Eritreans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Hey everyone! I'm in the country! I burrowed all the way up to upstate New York just to find the perfect pumpkin for Brad and everyone on the team. Did you miss the last episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, Belgium Kim went to Oktoberfest on the East River, and we learned all about what the event is, all about the food, the music, the culture. It was really fun. All right, let's go check out the pumpkins. How in the heck am I supposed to get this huge pumpkin back to New York City? It's like 3 times my entire body. Not gonna work. Next! I didn't know how hard it was to try to find the perfect pumpkin. These things are massive. Man, they grow big pumpkins out in the country. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get this thing home. It won't even fit in the hole I did for myself. Where are the groundhog-sized pumpkins? They have to be around here somewhere. Okay, well, we're getting warmer now. This one's almost gonna be something I could carry sitting here on this tractor tire. But I think it's still going to be a little big for me. Don't they have mini ones? Oh, wow! I hit the groundhog-sized pumpkin jackpot! Perfect, perfect, and perfect. I could carry a whole bunch of these back to the city. Brad's going to be so proud of me. These will be beautiful desk accessories for the Halloween show on Wednesday. Awesome. Oh, I'm going to take this one. Or maybe this one, it's a gourd. Oh, wow, I found them. All right, everyone, I'm gonna go grab a bunch of these pumpkins and head back to the studio. What's on today's show? Well, you'll just have to watch and see. Enjoy.
Welcome, everybody. It's Bradshaw Live. It is Monday, the week of October 31st. What is Halloween, by the way? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So today is the 29th.
Hey.
Listen, you see, I'm tan. I was on vacation, so I wasn't, paying attention to the calendar until Delta emailed me and said, time to check
Board
in.
your flight?
Time to check in online. I'm like, damn. Welcome, Belgium Kim. How are you?
Hi, I am doing well, Brad. I don't have quite the post-vacation glow that you do.
You think I have a glow?
But, well, yeah, I mean, you're obviously glowing. Look at you, Brad.
I'm obviously glowing.
Yeah, that's that, that, in French we call that une bonne mine. Ta bonne mine. Yeah.
Like that?
Regarde comme il a bonne mine.
All right. Well, welcome, Dornette Bryant. I got to say hi to the squad. Dornette Bryant says, I'm doing good. How about you? Lisa Bling Rose, hey, Jella Hun, kiss, kiss. Jella Shawn is also saying, hey, Denisha, love, how are you? Tamika Nelson, we'll talk about this in a second, very upset about what's going on in America. And we'll talk about that well. Hello, Tamika, Burke Madera, Jeff Bosey, hope everyone had a terrific weekend. By the way, I missed the entire squad.
Yeah.
It's very sad when
days.
I get tired. Like they become part of your squad.
It's the family.
It becomes your family and your squad.
Totally.
Patrona Collins, by the way, you still here. I'm a little sick.
Yeah, the vacation did nothing for...
Well, I was very sick the night of our last show.
Right.
And I forgot somebody said to me in the comments, Brad, you look like you have the flu.
Carol Anderson, the tiger.
She knows Brad.
Was quick.
Yes,
yeah.
She knows Brad. Brad had flu-like symptoms. I don't know if I had the flu or not, but I was definitely sick.
You were feeling
And
warm.
then you put your hand on my head.
Yes.
in the middle of the show when we were running a tape, and Belgium Kim says, "You're really warm."
You're really,
And I
really
said,
warm.
"No, Belgium Kim, your hand is really cold." And she said, "No, you are really, really warm."
Fake news, yeah.
Right. So apparently I was sick that last show, but I made it through. I'm still a little hoarse, and I went to Puerto Rico, and I am proud to say that Puerto Rico has made a substantial recovery. By the way, you know, you still see remnants of the hurricane, but not to the level that you saw it on the news. And it seems I was in San Juan, and I was on the other side of the island, not the other side, but you know, about an hour and a half out of San Juan in a town called Dorado. And both places, at least those two places I went to, there was a full recovery.
That's amazing.
Or I don't want to say full, but certainly there was no, you know, buildings that were blown out that I saw. I saw one building on the highway. It was a church that was still blown out. And then I went to this fantastic beach. I'm going to pronounce the island wrong. It's an island off of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Called Culebra Island, perhaps.
Okay.
And it's off the beaten path. Tourists don't know about it.
How do you get there?
You have to take a ferry.
Okay.
And I took the ferry for the day.
Yeah.
And there's no tourists there. It's all locals, and it's like this. It's like almost like you're in. I've never been to Key West, but I could imagine, you know, all just kind of like little, you know, huts and beach shacks and locals, you know, Puerto Ricans who are living there who know the island, the most beautiful white sand, blue water, and then we went to a lobster shack.
Brad,
and on the lobster shack, okay. By the way, the lobster shack, the entire lobster lunch, 2 huge lobsters. $35, okay? I mean, but, okay. So we went to the lobster shack, all right, which was, by the way, the least expensive lobsters I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Seriously.
And, and the lobster shack was the best lobster I ever ate in my life. And why? Because they literally go out and catch the lobsters in the morning. 6, 7, 8, or I don't know, whenever they go out. Maybe they go out at 5 in the morning. I don't know, whenever they do. And they're serving it at 12. So there's nothing like, I mean, that's fresh lobster.
That is fresh. Oh, God, Brad, when are you going to bring me on these kinds of trips
and
with
then,
the delicious
and then I went snorkeling, which was fun.
You did?
Yeah.
Had you been before?
Never in my life. I swam with the turtles.
Yeah.
And there were some stingrays.
Okay.
And I remember what happened to that guy who was swimming with the stingrays.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, so I remembered. So I stayed away from the stingrays.
Good call.
And then I saw some guppy fish.
They're fairly harmless,
they're pretty
right?
harmless,
Were
right?
you?
But the turtles were cool.
I get scared of, now I'm going to show I have only the slightest fear of the ocean because I'm afraid of stepping on crabs. Like, did you see anything that would be
well, why don't you just get water shoes?
Is that a thing that will protect you from crabs?
Yeah, you just get some water shoes.
Oh
I didn't see any crabs.
Brad, you just changed my life.
I didn't see any crabs.
You should have been snorkeling deeper then.
Well, no, snorkel, you go on the surface. You're not like diving down going, you know, you this way, you know, pointing to people, you know, that way, you know.
Can you imagine you
let's go. Right. No, I'm not doing that with the scuba gear on. That's scuba,
That's
you know.
full on scuba.
Yeah. I actually made a joke with the person I was with. I'm like, imagine with scuba, we're like going like this, you know.
We're starting to learn hand signs. It's very James Bond-like.
Exactly. And you know what also I did?
What did you do?
I went to a local club. In Puerto Rico that was playing reggaeton all night.
Is that so?
Yeah, I believe.
Now, did you twerk and whine, Brad?
Did I twerk?
Yeah.
I may have twerked, but I want you. There's no video of it. Sorry.
You twerked out in the wild with no video.
No, I did not twerk.
I don't think I believe you.
No, I just kind of danced like, you know, Brad.
Yeah, like a musical, like a.
No, not like a musical, but more like, you know. No, I didn't do that.
I was expecting like.
Actually, I have a little bit of rhythm. A little bit.
No, you absolutely have rhythm. That's why I was expecting like a full La La Land style choreography.
Right. So, anyways, Burke Madera, Jeff Bosey, Patrona Collins. We got to finish our hellos here. Overcomer Tammy, Denisha Castillo, and who else we got here? Kenesha Theowell saying hello. Lisa Bling Rose, blessings, Denisha Hun. Kiss. Allie Boo Harris Morgan, how you doing? And who else we got? Iqbal Ahmed. Doesn't even say hello to us. Just right with the question.
Coming
Right.
in.
Just no pleasantries.
No funny business
No
here.
pleasantries. No warm me up a little bit. Just here's the question.
What you don't know about us, Iqbal, is that we're all about the funny business.
Yes. And who else we got here? Sankey White.
Oh, love us.
How you doing, Sankey?
Burke Madeira. I
Kennedy
agree
Roy
with.
saying hello to everybody. Yvonne Steele.
Yes.
I saw Jelisona. You know a woman by the name of Lowe's Moore? She says hello, Brad and Kim.
I'm quite familiar with
Okay,
Lowe's
so
Moore.
now I will not ask how your weekend was and what you did, because you would not be telling me the full-on truth of your weekend.
Why? Why not?
Because Mom is watching.
That's a
Okay,
No,
so I'm not gonna even ask how your weekend was.
That is most weekends.
That's right.
That's true. Although honestly, my mom and I have the relationship where my mom has to tell me to stop telling her stuff. Like, no, for the love of God, please.
Beverly Thompson, how you doing? Velma Gale. I saw Abigail Taylor, and who else did we see here? Who's this new person here? Or no?
that?
Did I see a new person? Willie Williams.
Willie Williams.
That's not a new person.
Nah, that's
I thought
not.
I just passed a new person. I saw Cece Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
Maria Holness.
Now, I figured you were going to say, we've seen Maria
She's
before,
not
but
always there.
She's not always there.
Not always saying hello. She may be watching all the time,
But in the comment closet.
but not in the comments. And on
Captain
YouTube,
Redwood?
because we're on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Shanaik Myers, Rodine Richards saying good evening, everybody. Afzal, Andreen Spence, hello. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, the only Brad Squatter who realized I was sick on Wednesday.
Exactly. Some people are
Yes.
like, he looks a little tired.
Danny
but Carol,
Contreras,
no.
how you doing? Tanisha Tennant, Terry Ann Carby, and I know Carol Anderson is saying, I know my Brad.
Yes, she
I
does.
know my Brad, right.
Oh, man, I love Kayla Linton's comment
What?
on YouTube. Did you see that? Brad,
No.
you disappeared for too long. I was on the verge of insanity.
Oh my God! What? That could have been comment of the day, Belgium Kim.
Oh,
You just ruined it.
There's too many good comments of the day, Brad.
All right, so before we get to our schmooze, which isn't pleasant today,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
No, it is not.
we got to do a share game.
We do?
Yes. Tamika, Cece, Jella, what should we do? Like 20 shares on Facebook gets everybody $1 million?
Brad.
30 shares gets $2 million?
Your vacation has made you soft
Yes.
with those
40
suggestions,
40
Brad.
shares, $3 million.
Brad.
But we'll only pick out of the bin once.
And then the entire bin will just be Belgium Kim all the way through.
Oh my God, look who won. It's Brad Bernstein. I'm part of the Brad Squad. All right, so we've had very poor sharing lately.
We do, but
Yes.
but they've missed you so much that they're going to come back strong.
You think so?
I absolutely have faith in my Brad Squad.
Okay.
I do.
So, by the way, we have pumpkins on our table. Halloween?
We do.
Yeah, did you notice
Oh
that?
my gourd.
Yeah. I set them up.
You know what?
I didn't buy them. Sam bought them.
Sam bought them,
Right,
as
but
you saw.
right, but I set them up.
You did. You like Nate Berkus to our set.
And I even wiped down the table here.
You did.
Did you notice? Did you notice that I wiped down the table before the show?
I did walk in, and there was a lovely scent of Lysol.
You know what it is? You know who General MacArthur is?
I do.
Okay, he was famous World War II general.
Yeah.
Right. Some people say his genius won the war for the United States against Nazi Germany.
Right.
I was like General MacArthur, strategizing for the war against Germany, and
For
at the
the
same
gourds.
time peeling the potatoes for the troops. That's what this was. I was peeling the potatoes for the troops
You are
also.
both General MacArthur and sous chef.
And sous chef at the same time. That's exactly what I
Brad
was.
Sherlock. Listen, that's kind of all of us, Brad.
Yes, exactly. Right. You're like, yeah, well, you know what? I'm like, General MacArthur's, vice, general, and you're also like the cleanup crew.
I was just about to say the custodial staff.
The custodial staff, right.
We're
So we all do multiple jobs
That's
here, and it's a
right.
great crew. And I have to apologize to Jilly Bean.
Do you?
I came back. I was all excited to see her.
Yeah.
And then we had a little tiff.
A tiff?
A tiff.
If you have to apologize, does that mean the tiff was your fault?
It was definitely my fault. I was cranky a little bit, and I don't want to go through it, but I apologize. But I do have to say,
yeah.
and I hate to say it, Jilly was right, Brad was wrong. Okay, you have it on tape. Okay, you got it on tape.
Oh my God.
You have it on tape.
Oh my, that's gonna
All
be our
right,
new favorite
so
dish.
what am I gonna say? Oh, sharing.
Sharing.
I didn't think about this ahead of time. I didn't think about. I'm sorry, when I was on the beach, enjoying myself. And in Old San Juan, they have the place with the first pina colada. I had that too.
You're killing
I
me.
wasn't. I didn't think
Delicious
about
little-
what the sharing game should be.
Man.
So then this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
One free consultation.
Yep. Give the people what they want.
Give them
I
what
like
they
it.
want. One free consultation. We didn't reach 1,100 shares once.
But we have, right?
Okay. One free consultation if we get to 900 shares today. 900 shares on Facebook. We'll get tomorrow. We're going to pull out of our machine, and everybody knows what the machine is.
Yeah.
We are going to pull out of our machine one lucky winner for a free consultation with me. It's a value of $200. I'm giving away my time that I usually, somebody pays me $200 to sit with them or talk with them on the phone. I'm giving it away absolutely for free. All we need to do is reach 900 shares, and who will be in the running tomorrow to be pulled out of the machine? Anybody who makes at least 2 comments on either Facebook or YouTube. Now the sharing is done on Facebook, but we also have a game for YouTubers. All right, because we want our YouTube as well. Now, there is a share button on YouTube.
There is.
We can't count who shares.
No, we can't.
But we can count who's watching.
Yes, we can.
So what the YouTubers can do is they can press the share button or copy the link, and they can go to WhatsApp. That's the easiest thing to do.
Yep.
And send it to all your friends on WhatsApp, or you can SMS them. But I think WhatsApp is easier if you have WhatsApp. Send it to all your friends on WhatsApp. And say, hey, watch Bradshaw live. It's fun, entertaining, and you're going to learn something. And if you have an immigration problem, he's going to help you solve the problem. And you can send all of that and say, hey, watch right now, he's live.
Yep.
And if we get to 110 simultaneous viewers on YouTube, I'll give away a second free consultation. So there's a game for Facebookers, and there is a game for YouTubers. Facebook, 900 shares. And YouTube, if we get to 100 contemporaneous views.
Yep.
Okay. Jeff Bosey says if he calls, Brad, put it on my tab. The problem with Jeff Bosey is that he, just like a credit card.
Yeah.
We have a credit situation here at Spar and Bernstein.
Right.
And he is above his credit limit. He can't. Can't extend him any more credit than we've already given him.
Right, there's only so much we can run up your tab.
Correct, right. There's no more, the tab is done.
Right.
Jeff, sorry, Jeff.
Pay up, man.
Right, so that's it. Belgium Kim, tell them what they win if they get to 900 Facebook shares, 110 contemporaneous views on YouTube. Tell them how to do it, what to do. Give them your best shot, Belgium Kim, while I get ready for my schmooze.
I got this. You guys, this is so easy. You're going to click that arrow. It says share next to it. And guess what that's going to do? It's going to share it. You're going to share it onto your own timeline, into groups that you're a member of, onto your other friends' timelines, onto people that you haven't spoken to in 10 years' timelines. That's how you're going to reconnect. You're going to tell them that they have amazing free immigration advice right here on Bradshaw Live right now. And if they show up and leave 2 comments, and we get to 1,100 shares, they're going to be entered in for a drawing for a free consultation with this man. That's worth a $200 value. YouTube, you copy that link using that share button, and you send it to all of your friends and family in WhatsApp and text messages. Let's get to 110. Yes. Whew. Are you ready for the schmooze, Brad?
Yeah, so it was actually, to tell you the truth, very good job, Belgium Kim.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it was a very, very unfortunate, and I think Tamika changed her American dream.
Yes.
One of the worst weeks that I remember in American history. It's a week of hate, unfortunately, here in America. Bombs were mailed to almost every major Democratic Party leader, former President Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Representative Maxine Waters, former CIA Director John Brennan, CNN, George Soros, who is one of the biggest billionaire, but one of the biggest Democratic fundraisers and donators. And basically, the bombs were sent to basically decimate a political party.
Yes.
Can you imagine if all of these bombs went off,
Had gone
the
off.
entire Democratic Party would have been decimated, the
Yeah.
entire leadership
Absolutely.
decimated.
Absolutely.
The packages were sent by a gentleman by the name of Caesar Sayoc. He was a DJ in a strip club in Florida, and apparently he was a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Donald Trump did this,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, he did this. Caesar did this.
Absolutely.
Okay? But he was definitely a staunch Trump supporter, and it is not a coincidence that the bombs that were mailed to CNN and all of the top Democratic leaders were the names that are vilified the most by Donald Trump.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, he says that he committed his crimes in the president's name. So he had stickers featuring the targets on the faces of the victims on his van, and he also had stickers on his van of loving homages to Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. So when you see those stickers with the with the crosshairs of the gun in the politician, that's what he had on his truck.
Yeah.
At the same time, not the same moment, but during the same time period of the week, in Kentucky, and this didn't get as much news as the others, several black people were executed. It was initially lost to the news cycle, a shooting at a Kroger's in Kentucky on Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Gregory Allen Bush allegedly shot a black man in the back of the head at the Kroger grocery store, shot him several more times as he lay on the ground, and then walked outside where he shot and killed a black woman who was walking into the store to get her groceries. A witness who was armed at the time told the Louisville Courier-Journal that Gregory Allen Bush, this is the guy who executed these two innocent black people who were just shopping for food, uttered, "Whites don't kill whites," as he passed by nonchalantly this other white man who had a gun. Later, it was revealed that he tried and failed to enter a predominantly black church to try to kill some more blacks, and he was also apprehended. At the same time, and not necessarily at the same moment, but at the same time in history, all within the same week, an anti-Semite named Robert Bowers allegedly walked into a synagogue in Pittsburgh. And I say allegedly walked in, he did.
He did.
Okay. Screamed, "All Jews must die," and then shot and killed 11 worshipers. People who were in synagogue on Sabbath, on Saturday morning, praying and at their synagogue, and just started killing them. And most of the people he killed were elderly, in their 60s, 70s, even killed a 97-year-old woman. Scans of Bauer's social media activity, mostly on Gab, which I never heard of until this. It is a hub for the likes of violent neo-Nazis because they all got kicked off of Twitter.
Right.
Revealed that he despised Jews and subscribed to various conspiracy theories about a migrant caravan in Mexico, which we'll get to in a second. His anger and anxiety fueled by the idea that Jews were bringing immigrants into the country to displace white people. Now, I am a Jewish lawyer, okay, but I wouldn't say the entire Jew, are bringing them in, ended in what's being called the deadliest attack on the Jewish community in the history of the United States. So, federal prosecutors say that they may charge him with the death penalty.
I hope so.
6 people were also injured, including 4 police officers. 2 of the surviving victims are still hospitalized in critical condition. We don't know if they will survive or not. The temple's rabbis urged mourners there was an interfaith memorial service on Sunday to embrace tolerance and unity to an overflow crowd of some 2,500 people at the University of Pittsburgh Soldiers and Sailors Hall, as speakers decried the rise of toxic political discourse.
Absolutely.
Rabbi Jonathan Perlman said at this, What happened yesterday will not break us. It will not ruin us. We will continue to thrive and sing and worship and learn together and continue our historic legacy in the city of Pittsburgh with the friendliest people that I know. And we have the video of that.
What happened yesterday will not break us. It will not ruin us. We will continue to thrive and sing and worship and learn together and continue our historic legacy in this city with the friendliest people that we know.
And this came right around the same time that the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, HIAS as it's known, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society is one of the largest charitable organizations that help refugees resettle in the United States. And they have declared October 19th and 20th, this past week, during this shooting, National Refugee Shabbat for 2018. A moment for congregations, organizations, and individuals around the country to create a Shabbat experience dedicated to refugees. And unfortunately, this also happened on the same exact weekend. So the bottom line is this. You know, we got three problems in America right now. We have a problem with political discourse, and I'm not even saying, and Trump has added to it, but there's also very bad political discourse from the Democrats too. It comes from both sides.
Yep.
Okay, that this political discourse of using names and putting labels on people, words matter. Words mean something. When you say that people should be locked up, people are liars, people are crazy, people should, I wish reporters should be body slammed.
Right.
All of this bad political discourse and the anger and resentment, nobody can get together and make a compromise anymore. And what happens, I actually got tired of arguing politics with anybody. And the reason I got tired of arguing politics with anybody is everybody's minds are so made up. You can argue politics with people till you're blue in the face. Nobody is changing their positions. Okay, on Facebook, on Twitter, you can sit there and argue till you're blue in the face. Nobody is changing their positions. Nobody ever says, you have a good point.
Right.
I didn't consider that. It's just an argument, and it fuels anger because everybody is just stuck in their position. There used to be a time when you would have a debate, a political debate, and then at the end of the political debate, you would say, okay, maybe I've changed some people's minds. Maybe I've enlightened a few people, but not today. There's no enlightenment. People want to know and want to hear only what they want to hear. People watch CNN and MSNBC. Who watches them? People who are more liberal, people who are pro-immigration, people who are Democrats, and perhaps some moderate independents. And then you watch Fox News, and you say, am I even living in the same universe? Is Fox News and CNN in the same universe? Absolutely. They're reporting on the news on the same exact day and saying it the absolute opposite. The absolute opposite. And people who watch Fox News, they're getting reinforced what they want to hear. People who watch CNN are getting reinforced what they want to hear. People who watch MSNBC are getting reinforced what they want to hear. And quite frankly, people who watch Bragg Show Live are getting reinforced what they want to hear.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's how America is now.
Yeah.
So it starts with the political discourse. I'm right, you're wrong. You're very wrong. I'm very right.
Yep.
I am extraordinarily right, you're extraordinarily wrong, and now I'm getting angry.
Right.
That's number one. Then number two was what happened in Charlottesville. What happened in Charlottesville, I think, changed America. I think history books are going to go down. That is going to be a huge pivot point.
Yes.
in America.
It is.
You may remember what happened in Charlottesville about a year and change ago when the neo-Nazis were marching and many people came to counter them.
Yeah.
And the neo-Nazis were saying anti-immigrant slogans,
Yes.
anti-Semitic and anti-Jewish slogans, and anti-black slogans, anti-minority slogans. It was all about white power, white nationalism, white supremacy,
Yes.
white privilege, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
And there was a riot.
Mm-hmm.
The police couldn't separate the counter-protesters from the white supremacists. There was a riot. Ultimately, a lot of people got arrested. A lot of people got injured. There was one woman who got killed by a white supremacist. And when all was said and done, Donald Trump said, there's fine people on both sides.
Exactly.
And you know what? There's no fine people to be a neo-Nazi. There's no fine people to be a white supremacist. There's no fine people on that side of the crowd that was in favor of white supremacy and in favor of, excuse me, in favor of themselves over others.
Yeah.
There were no fine people there. Now, I'm not saying there was every counter-protester was a fine person.
No.
Okay, I'm sure there were anarchists who were in the counter-protesters too.
Right.
But to say that there was an equivalency,
Right, exactly.
what that did was that allowed people who harbored these feelings in their basements, in their little clubs that were secret that nobody knew about, okay, because they existed.
Absolutely.
It allowed them to come out publicly
Yes.
and say, wow, I'm proud to be a white nationalist.
Yes.
I'm proud to be a member of the Ku Klux Klan. I'm proud to be a racist. It's okay to be a racist because the president says it's okay.
Right.
The president says I'm equal to them. There's an equivalency. The president says I'm a fine person.
Yeah.
So because of that, it now became okay to be a racist in America.
Exactly.
And then finally, guns.
Yes.
Guns are a big problem in America. There are too many of them. I'm not saying people shouldn't be allowed to hunt,
Yeah.
but certainly people shouldn't be allowed to hunt with a semi-automatic rifle.
Exactly.
People shouldn't be allowed to hunt or use a gun to protect themselves at the safety of everybody else.
Yep.
Guns are too prevalent in our society. I'm not saying that there's not a place for guns in our society. There's a place for guns in our society, but they are way too prevalent. It is way too easy to get, and there are a lot of crazy people who have guns. Lots of them. People who shouldn't have guns. People who pass background checks.
Yep.
Just because you haven't been arrested before doesn't mean you're not crazy. Just because the police didn't bring you to jail for 2 weeks for stealing underwear at the local Walmart doesn't mean you're not a white supremacist and are going to get some ideas after following Gab.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean it. And just because there's some guy at the gate of my synagogue or my church with a gun doesn't mean he's going to protect me.
Yep.
Because he likely won't. Because he's not going to be like this, waiting for somebody to come.
Right.
He's going to be at his desk.
Right.
And someone's just going to come over and say, that's the security guard, boom, you're dead.
Right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just going to violence begets more violence.
Every time.
Every time.
There was an armed security officer at Parkland High in
Right,
Parkland,
right,
Florida.
right. What
at
did that
Frederick
do?
Douglass. Exactly.
What'd that do? And you know what the armed
still-
security guard did at the Highland Park? Or what was it, Highland?
It was Parkland, Florida.
Parkland,
Frederick
Florida.
Douglass.
He ran for his life. He says, I don't want to be killed. I got a little gun. This guy's got a semi-automatic, shooting it all over the place.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and four police officers were shot on Saturday trying to get this shooter out of the synagogue.
Yes.
Police officers couldn't stop him. How is a security guard going to stop him?
Absolutely.
And on top of all this, and I'll let you talk in a second, Belgium Kim.
Ahead.
And on top of all of this, the day before all of this happened, okay, Donald Trump is yelling and screaming, the caravan is coming.
Right.
The caravan is coming. They even have a countdown clock on Fox News. 29 days till the caravan shows up. 28 days till the caravan shows up. The caravan is coming to destroy America. They're all violent people who are going to come and kill us. That scared the hell out of everybody who watches Fox News. So you know what happens? You watch Fox News after a while. I would start getting scared the caravan's coming.
Absolutely.
Who the hell is this caravan?
Absolutely.
You know who the caravan is? It's mostly women and children who are escaping violence.
Mm-hmm.
That's who Fox News is getting everybody up in arms about. Yep. That's who Donald Trump is getting everybody up in arms about. Why doesn't Fox News have a countdown? There's a countdown till the next maniac walks into a church, a synagogue, or a school and starts shooting people. Yeah. Let's start that countdown.
Yeah.
Because the people we got to be scared most about aren't coming from another country, aren't in a caravan coming across Mexico trying to escape violence themselves. They're us. Mm-hmm. We got to be scared of us first.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, all right, I'm done.
No, I think that it's all needs to be said. Here's my question, because I think that's a great rundown of exactly kind of the intersectionality of issues, because it's not just one thing. It's not just gun violence. It's not just political rhetoric, and you're absolutely right. Do you think there's some sort of comprehensive solution? Is there something? Because I think that what gets me so frustrated when I hear about things like this and when I see this so constantly is that it feels like we're past a point of no return. I've never felt this. I've never had this feeling in this country. It feels like there were things that are safe spaces, like churches and synagogues, that are places that these types of things, they're protected from this outside world, and now it's not anymore. So is there a solution? Is there something?
Well, I know what the solution is. I don't know how to get to it. If I knew how to get to it, I'd be a genius. Okay, I'm not a genius.
Absolutely.
Okay, the solution is that politicians have to compromise where there's compromise and then fight for what they believe in. Mm-hmm. But right now, there's no compromise where there's a compromise. Right now, it's just fighting.
They're talking at each other.
And it's all, and it's a snowball effect from the news cycles. Because the different news programs are talking to the audience that they want to speak to. Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't know how to make the news less partisan.
Right.
If you can make the news less partisan, then you can presumably have politicians who make compromise at some point.
Right.
But the politicians can't compromise if the news is so not partisan, so one-dimensional, so one-sided, that politicians would get voted out of office because most of their voters watch Fox.
Right.
So they're going Fox. It's like almost brainwashing. So I don't know how to fix that. I know how to fix the second thing.
Yeah.
President Trump needs to say there is no place in our society.
Yes.
There is no place in any of our homes, in any of our schools, in any of our thoughts in America for Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, or anybody else. And every politician has to say it too. Go back to your basements.
Yes.
Go have your discussions in your basements with your beer and your poker game.
Yep.
Keep it there. Because it's not all right to come out of your basement and talk about it or do anything about it.
Absolutely.
That's easy.
That's easy. Yeah.
And the third thing is easy too.
Yeah.
Get guns off the streets.
Absolutely.
Get guns off the streets.
That's what I don't understand. And when they do background checks for weapons, they don't check. Do they? Do they check social media? Because, I mean, this guy has been making threats to the Jewish community for years. He has not in any way shielded his anti-Semitic beliefs. And on top of that, he's been posting pictures of weapons that he owns, saying what his intents are.
You know,
how is he allowed to get a gun?
I don't know. I think it has really put pause, at least from people in the Jewish community, because for 20, a lot of people don't really know the history of Jews and Judaism.
Yeah.
For 2,500 years, there's no reason why Jews should be alive right now.
Yeah.
Actually, there shouldn't be a Jew walking on this earth right now. It's like an amazing phenomenon that there's still Jewish people on this earth.
Incredible story of survival
Yeah,
for Jews.
because
Absolutely.
by all circumstances,
Yeah.
we should be dead. Because for 2,500 years, since before BC, before
Right.
Jesus Christ,
Absolutely.
persecuted wherever we went, killed, persecuted, enslaved. There was not a place on the earth for 2,500 years. Forced conversions in 1492. Do you know 25% of Spain actually has genetically is Jewish blood, but they were all forced converted?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. But you could go on and on. You know, the Inquisition, and it all pogroms. Jews never lived, when Jews came from Europe, they didn't live as Europeans.
Right.
They didn't live with you. They were put in a ghetto.
Right,
and,
yeah.
and surrounded by a wall, and then when things weren't going well for the king, they'd come and kill them or steal their money. And it culminated in the Holocaust.
Right.
And after the Holocaust, there was only two places in the world where Jews felt safe.
Right.
You know, United States and Israel. No other place in the world. And Jews always felt safe here in the United States, I think up until Saturday.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Have you had, maybe this is too much, but have you had to have those kinds of conversations with your family, within your family, of what has happened and how you guys have felt?
No, I haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how I feel.
Right. No, totally.
Right,
That must.
Yeah.
That safety bubble and
Yeah.
that illusion being gone is really terrifying.
All right. What else is happening in the news?
Oh, please something.
It's 6:30 already.
Slightly lighter.
God.
All the hatred in this world is bringing me down.
Yeah, it's terrible news. Indonesia. Did you see the air crash today?
Oh,
Just the news just keeps getting worse and worse.
I did see that.
Yeah, Lion Air plane crashed into the sea right after takeoff. It was a brand new Boeing 737.
Right.
Brand new Boeing 737 shouldn't crash. Killed all 189 people on board. You know anything about this airline, Lion Air?
Believe it or not, I have flown Lion Air.
You have flown Lion Air?
I have flown, yeah, because I was in Thailand. It's a super cheap, like $20 ticket airline, which is, and I think that they were banned from flying for a long time.
They were banned for 15 years from flying. And only in 2016 did they get permission to fly again. And apparently this jet that just fell out of the air was just in service.
Oh my God.
So this was the first flight after it was serviced.
How is that?
And it's a brand new plane.
Right, so that was very obvious. There was a mechanical error.
Excuse me. Weather conditions were fine.
Okay.
It was delivered in mid-August. Plane had 4 weeks of service. So either Boeing manufactured it wrong, or they repaired it wrong.
And given their track record,
I would say repaired it wrong.
Repaired it wrong sounds
I would say, yeah, it's
more
terrible.
likely.
Yeah, I would say terrible. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's absolutely
And
terrible. Yeah, and that was like 13 minutes into the flight or something. My
yeah.
God, that's heartbreaking.
And in news, culinary news. Culinary news. Buffalo Wild Wings trying to beat back the demand for pumpkin spice chicken wings.
Excuse me?
Yes, they're beating it back, the demand. They have now said that the pumpkin spice chicken wings will be available through Halloween. Now, to me, that sounds disgusting. Eating a chicken that tastes like a pumpkin.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I'm all about leaning into my inner pumpkin spice basic.
So,
no.
you know, so like we have some people here who have tasted it. We have some reviews. BB Know the Fly.
Yeah.
This is the review. Just giving the reviews. I would not eat pumpkin spice chicken wings. Some things should just never occur. Thought better of you, Buffalo Wild Wings. And JJ Rondo 77, who took a bite, said, I just threw up a little.
I get that. I agree with you, JJ Rondo.
Yeah. Tater 3154 Hey said, I thought they were disgusting, but my wife thought they were pretty good. And my wife does have questionable taste. She married me.
That's,
Right.
Yeah.
And then J.R. Dolka jumped in and said, wait, these are actually amazing. Not really a fan of Buffalo Wild Wings, but they're really quality pumpkin barbecue sauce pumpkin wings. Who's eating these?
I was going to say, a pumpkin barbecue.
Who's eating these? Who's eating these?
Would you eat these, Brad? If somebody handed you a plate of pumpkin
Not
barbecue
for free.
wings.
You'd have to pay me some big.
You'd have to
pay me some big chunk of change to eat that.
I don't feel like that's what Buffalo Wild Wings is doing,
Yeah,
though. I
yeah,
feel
like
they're
I would
asking
go
you
to
pay.
Buffalo Wild Wings, and if they want to pay me like a couple $1,000s to eat it, I'll go up to the window and say, hey, can I have like a dozen pumpkin Wild Wings, and here's my checking account.
Right.
But short of that,
I'm just picturing like a
I don't
nice
know.
waitress
I don't know.
coming
I
up to
mean,
your table.
how much would you have to get paid to eat that?
I
Or maybe you would like it. Maybe you would eat it for free.
Okay, so I don't think I would like it, but I would try them for free.
You would
Just
you all you need is just free food, and you would eat
free
it.
food. That's exactly.
So Belgium Kid would eat it for free.
It's easy.
I would need
yeah.
money to. I would need money.
How much money would you need to taste them?
It's got to be somewhere in the 4 figures.
What?
Yes.
You need a comma to taste the
Yes,
wing?
I need. Yeah, I need something with 3, zeros and a number after it.
That's preposterous, Brad. That is way too much.
Yeah.
Also, I just can imagine you asking the Buffalo Wild Wings, like, how much money would you pay me to order these wings?
That's what I would do.
That's the thing is
That's
I
what I
can
would
picture
do.
you doing it.
All right. We got to get to our immigration questions here. And we have a whole bunch of people on hold already, at least 7 or 8 people. Not 11, wait, 15. I'm seeing 15 people here on hold.
My goodness me.
So we have to, the lines are almost full.
Well, I'm going to need all those people to share, Brad.
All right. So why don't you remind everybody about our share game, and then we're going to get into our questions.
You guys, you're calling for advice from him. How about winning a free consultation with the man, one-on-one? All you need to do is share 1,100 times on Facebook. That's leaving 2 comments to let us know that you were there and watching, and you will get your name in the machine to find out whether you've won a consultation.
And the value
with
is?
the Brad Bernstein.
And the value of that consultation?
A whopping $200.
It is a lot of money. Why are you saying whopping? Why are you making a joke about it? It's real $200.
It's a whopping $200.
That's
I'm not
right.
even making a joke.
Okay,
That's
I
a
thought
whopping
because you said a whopping, like it was like nothing.
Are you kidding me? $200.
My time is valuable.
That's a whopping amount.
Yes.
Do you know what I could do for $200?
That's right.
Oh my God. You can get a consultation for Brad Bernstein, but you can save that money because you have a chance to win a free one right now. Share 1,100 shares, 100.
No,
10
900 shares.
900 shares.
900 shares.
900 shares.
Right, and 110 views on
110
YouTube.
views on YouTube.
So sharing on Facebook means literal shares.
Literal shares.
You got to get people to watch our YouTube show. You share the link into your WhatsApp or SMS them.
Yes.
Okay?
Just text them and be like, you guys, it's the greatest show ever.
And with that, I got some questions to answer. So if you want to give us a call, I'm going to answer those questions with your immigration issues in something that we call Me With Your Immigration Questions. I'm going to answer them now. All right. So with that said, I think my sound is off. Okay. I never hear the sound on it. Well, I don't know why.
Because your sound was down?
Yeah, maybe. All right. Ricardo in Brooklyn, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir. I have a question for you, what I wanted to know.
Go ahead.
I came up in January, and I came up on vacation because I'm a correctional officer back home. But however, we decided that we wanted to get married, and then we went ahead and got married in February.
When did you come?
Well, I came up in January.
What day in January?
And the exact date is the 16th of January.
And when did you get married in February?
I get married the 12th of February.
That's in less than 30 days.
So that's a problem?
Huge problem. You're gonna get denied for misrepresentation. They're gonna say you lied on what your purpose of coming to America. So before you do, Now I'm not saying that was your intention when you came in. I'm just saying that's what the law says your intention was. So before you do anything more, you live in Brooklyn. I have an office in Manhattan. I got an office in Manhattan, literally across the bridge. Come see us. Don't do anything.
No, but I was going. No, I was good. But I was going to say that I did submit something like 4 months after that.
You submit what?
No, we submit to adjust status like 4 months.
Yeah, but your
after
marriage
that.
happened within the first 30 days. It's still a problem. So that's what you may very well be denied for misrepresentation.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. You need help. Let's go to Alex in the Bronx. Alex.
Hello. Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi, Brian.
What's up?
I'm good. You?
Good.
Yeah. I have a little problem. I fill in my N400 and I submitted it. But yesterday I was just doing some review, and I saw that I own a tax which I've set a payment with the state tax department. But when I filled the
wait. I don't understand. You did the N400 and what happened?
When I filled the form, do you own a tax for the state? You owe
taxes. Is the question, right? And
yeah, and I set a payment to the state tax already that every month they take part from my account. But when I was filling the forms mistakenly,
so you owe state taxes, but not federal taxes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
so when you go on your interview, you're going to go to the IRS, bring proof that you owe no federal taxes, and before you sit down, you say, "I made a mistake. I misunderstood the question. Explain exactly how you explained it to me, and then you submit proof that you owe no federal taxes, and the officer will correct the form."
Okay.
All right,
Thank
so
you
don't
very
worry
much.
about it. Okay, best of luck. Let's go to Gordon in Columbus, Ohio. Gordon.
Hello, Brad.
Hey, what's
Brad.
up? What's up?
Yeah, I got a question. I came to the United States about 4.5 years ago.
Right.
And I came with a lottery visa.
On a what visa?
Lottery.
Lottery visa. So you have a green card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, green card. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I had a girlfriend where we had four children.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put them on when I was filling my from 2:30. I didn't put them on my child and my girlfriend. I didn't put nobody when I came as single. And I'm trying to do my citizenship somewhere in January. Can I put the kids, my four children on it?
Well, you have to, because you have to answer the question properly and honestly. So you can't do it any other way than put the 4 kids. However, you may have a problem because they're going to say when you applied for your green card, there were no children. Now you have 4 children. These children were alive when you got your green card. Why did you, and I don't want you to answer this because I think you're going to need to have a consultation with me, but the government's going to say, why did you lie? And, that's why you need a consultation. I don't want you to give an answer because if you give me an answer now, that's your answer. So hold on 1 second, all right? Let's go to Ronald in Miami, Florida. Ronald.
Okay. Hello.
How you doing,
sir?
How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm okay, too.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yes. I have a question for...
Yes.
I fill application for my wife since March 31st, 2017. Send me the receipt. I call.
How much did you? Where's your wife? Where's your wife?
She's at work now.
In America.
Yeah, she's here.
Okay.
With me.
All right, and she came here on a visa.
Yes, she's a visa.
Okay.
But she's not.
One second. Let me finish. Just answer the questions, and I'm gonna give you an answer. How much money did you pay in filing fees?
How much money I pay for?
Filing fees. Did you pay $535 or did you pay $1,760?
This is $1,140.
Okay, you paid went under the old fees. And did your wife get a work permit?
That's right.
And it's now been a year and a half, almost going on 2 years, and she never got an appointment?
That's why when I call somebody, say, okay, wait for 5 with everything in Miami now.
Yeah. So
But I'm waiting now.
So this
Now
is
it's 5 months.
Okay. So this is the story.
I can receive the answer.
Okay. Unfortunately, and there's not a lot you can do. I mean, there is something you can do. I'll tell you what you can do in a second. You're not going to want to do it, but there's something you can do. There's anywhere between 12 to 24 months wait now on an adjustment application, which means that you're still in the timeline. They're doing a lot more background checks on people, and as a result, this is what happens. You have 2 choices. Either hang in there, and if May of 2019 happens and it's still 2 years and you haven't got an appointment, then yes, be concerned and let me get in touch with immigration. Or alternatively, you can file what's called a mandamus action, but it takes 90 days to do. You sue the government saying they're taking too long, and everyone can do that. Except it takes 90 days, and I'm sure, since you've been waiting already a year and a half, I'm sure within the next 90 to 120 days you're going to get an appointment. So just hang in there, okay?
Okay,
But if May happens, okay, which is in 6 months from now, 6 more months, no interview, that's when you call me.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
You're very
sir.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Tricia in Boston, Massachusetts. Tricia.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have some questions for you. I put in my apply for my green card in 2017, and I went to interview in August of 2017, and they told me that it's they're gonna do a review, and I still not hear anything from them.
For 2 years?
And then yeah.
Wow.
1 year now.
1 year now. All right. Where is this?
March gonna be 2 years.
And this is you and your spouse?
Yeah.
And you live together? Good marriage? Everything's good? Kosher? Everything's good?
We separate now because
okay.
there's a kid out there.
All right. So that's a problem, because you're separated from your husband, so you're no longer in what immigration would say is a bona fide marriage. And they're investigating your marriage, thinking it's not real to begin with. And you just told me your husband has children with another woman, which is also evidence to say it's not a real marriage. So you got a big problem, Tricia. I don't have the answer for you off the top of my head, but I would strongly suggest you have a consultation, and let's figure it out. Hold on one second. Let's go to Alicia in Washington, D.C. Alicia. Alicia.
Hello?
Hi, Alicia.
Hey.
What's happening?
Finish up. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I have a quick question.
Yes.
I come in DC and I come in the States from May on an H2B program.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my daughter and my baby father. We've been together for over 6 years. They're over here, but he's a green card holder.
Right.
I'm thinking about not going down, so do you have any advice on that, or how can we go along with the process?
Well, you're what you're saying is, I have a visa. I'm here for 6 months. I don't want to go home. I'm going to live here illegally, out of status, for about 7 years while my father files for me. I would think before you do that, and just say,
I come here this year, May.
I understand.
My visa will be up on the 11th.
You are in legal status right now.
Yes.
And the worst thing that people do is say, I'm just going to stay and just be out of status. It's the worst thing you can do. You're in status now. Let's figure out a way, if you want to stay in America, to keep you in legal status. Let's follow the laws. How's that one?
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so hold on 1 second, all right, and have a consultation. Let's see what we can do to keep you to stay here longer legally. All right, so hold on 1 second. Let's go to Sandra in Tampa, Florida.
Hi,
Hi, how are
I
you?
have 4 things.
Yes.
I'm good. I have 4 things I want to say. I'm going to get that real quick. First, I'm out of status. I'm going to explain that. I don't have anyone to take care of for the hardship thing, the waiver hardship. Okay, my daddy did a petition for me. I got a notice to say that it's granted and approved, but I'm out of status. It was done for Jamaica. I'm in the U.S. right now. I'm here over a year. Is there any waiver or anything that could help me?
When did your father file for you?
Maybe a couple of years ago, but I just got it like.
What's a couple of years ago?
A week, maybe 8, 9. But when I called the Center for the Immigrant Visa, they said they have a number for me and everything.
All
but
right.
if I go back,
Now let me ask you a question. How old are you?
38.
How did your dad get his green card?
His mother filed for him, then he did it for me like a couple years after.
All right. So when mom filed for him, do you remember what year he got his green card? That's your grandmother.
No, but he has renewed it twice. I know that for sure.
When grandma filed for him, how old do you think you were?
Okay. I was like 23.
When he got his green card?
Yeah, 23, 22, thereabouts, yeah.
So you were 22 years old when he got his green card, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so Belgium I need good math here. 38 minus 22 is what?
16.
16. Okay, so now 16 years ago, your dad got his green card. We're in 2018, so that's 2002 he got his green card, correct?
Yeah, something thereabouts.
Something thereabouts. Okay, now, when your dad, assuming your dad got his green card, oh, you're going to love my answer, by the way. Love it, okay? Assuming your dad got his green card in 2002, let's just make that assumption. And we got to really get to the bottom of this, okay? But if he got his green card in 2002, I know, because I was a lawyer in 2002, that at that time it was also taking about 7 or 8 years to get a green card through a parent, okay? So that means that grandma had to have started the case for your dad sometime in the mid-1990s for him to have gotten his green card in 2002. Was it 95? Was it 96, 97? I don't know. But in my head, that's what I'm calculating, assuming he got his green card in 2002. I know you're 38 years old. And I know in 1995 or 96 or even 1997, you were under 21.
Yeah.
So that means...
I don't know.
You don't know. I know if I do math right. Okay, unless my math is off, I think I know. All right. So follow the logic. Follow the logical law. So that means in 1995 or 96 and 97, when Grandma filed for Dad, you were included on that case because you were under 21, right?
All right. Let me explain. When they did it, I think I don't remember because she didn't do it because of my age. That's what she said. So after
Sandra,
younger sister,
Sandra, shush and listen because you're confusing yourself. I'm not interested what Grandma said about your age. If what you're telling me factually is correct and you're giving me approximations, I don't care what Grandma said. Listen to me.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Your dad got his green card around 2002 through his mom, which is your grandmother. I know it takes 7 to 8 years for Grandma to file for him. Okay? So, yes, in 2002, you were overage. You couldn't come. But when the case started, you were underage. And it had to have been in the mid-1990s. And what the law says, that if Grandma files for Dad prior to January 14th, 1998, and you, Sandra from Tampa, Florida, was under 21 at that time, it's called being grandfathered in under 245I, which means you don't have to go home. You can pay a penalty fee and get your green card here.
But, okay, how? Because
I just told you
say
how.
Something before I go? Okay, thank you. Could I just say something before I go?
Of course. You can say whatever you want. I just changed your life. You can say thank you, Brad. You just told me something I had no idea about.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. Another thing, from another legal advice, they were saying that because the status has run out over a year, I can't get nothing. So that's why I don't know. Because I just got it last week, the letter thing, whatever.
You understand English, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just told you a different law than whoever they are. They aren't smart enough to figure out you're 245I eligible. You are grandfathered in. You can pay a penalty fee and get a green card here. How do you do that? That's the magic of Brad Bernstein. You hold on, and we'll do a phone consultation, and I will explain to you how it's done. Okay? But you are going to get your green card here. How's that? All right.
Yeah.
There. Okay, better. Now she's happy. All right.
You just saved Sandra's life right there.
All right, Jonathan in Brooklyn. You don't sound like a Jonathan. You're Jonathan?
Yes.
Your name is Jonathan?
My husband is a green card. No, he's my husband.
Ah, what is your name?
Yeah, I'm Anna.
Oh, you're Anna. Okay, that
My
sounds much better.
husband-
Only because you sounded like the highest pitched Jonathan I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, Anna, what can we do to help you?
Yes, my husband is a green card holder, and I have a visitor's visa. Last year in August, we got married, and it's been 10 months now since he filed for my I-130 form. So...
did you just do an I-130 and nothing else?
Yeah, just an I-130, and we received...
And you live in
the
Brooklyn?
notice of
You live in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
How'd you come to the
We
United States?
received the notice-
One second. Anna, let me just finish.
Okay.
I know you're anxious to tell me everything. How'd you come to the United States?
Through a visitor's visa.
Okay,
B1B2.
all right. Jonathan, as smart as a man as he is in finding the beautiful Anna yourself, because he's got to be a bright guy to have married you, okay? Did not do a good job with your immigration. All right, he's doing the wrong process. He filed an I-130, which is only to get you a visa appointment in another country. He needs to file an I-45 and work permit and advance parole and the whole package in America to get you your work permit, your travel, and eventually an adjustment interview here. That's why you're waiting 10 months and have nothing.
So I was supposed to stay here with him, or
you were supposed to
go
stay.
back home?
No, stay here. File an adjustment application. Luckily for you.
Okay, so I was.
One second. Luckily.
I was actually.
Go ahead.
I was actually calling to ask any possible ways which I could stay here, because in December 16th, my visa stay is going to be expired.
Anna, you have to file an adjustment application for the third time. Luckily for you, yes, so the answer is yes, you can stay here and adjust your status. Luckily for you, you found Jonathan, but you also found me. So make an appointment. You're in Brooklyn, I'm in New York, and we will help you, and I'll explain everything to you. Hold on. Let's go to Betul in Brooklyn.
Hey, how are you?
What's up?
Actually, yeah, I'm fine. How's it going for you?
I'm sorry? How's my life
Yeah,
going?
how are you?
My life's fantastic.
Yeah, how's everything?
Don't you see me glowing?
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is, I was in work permit, and then August 21, 2017, I applied for I-485.
Right.
But still now, I didn't get an appointment.
Why did you adjust your status? What was the basis?
I got married. My wife is a USC.
Okay, and when did you file the adjustment?
August 21, 2017.
Yeah, they're taking 12 to 24 months now. You know, so everybody who's calling saying they don't have an appointment, if you look on the USCIS website, it says 12 to 24 months. So you gotta believe that's what it is now.
But the thing is, my work permit gonna get expired in June 2019.
All right. So what you're going to do in 120 days before June 2019 is file an I-765 to renew it.
And one more thing is, because of my job, like I'm an engineer for Optimum.
Right.
I travel a lot, like crazy. Like I go everywhere. Like, I mean, so is it an issue? Because some people say that, like, they come to your home, and if they couldn't find you, that's a big deal.
Well, let me ask you a question. You and your wife live together? It's a real marriage?
Yeah.
Do you have a criminal record?
I don't.
Okay,
but
good.
I have a misdemeanor. Like, I tried to help an woman, and by chance, I got arrested for no reason.
And the case was thrown out?
Yeah, it was dismissed right away in 2015.
So you have no worries. You have a pending adjustment. You're fine. Okay. If the immigration comes to investigate you, and you're not home, all your wife has to say is, he works for Optimum. Call Optimum. Okay. He's on the road. Come back at 6 o'clock. We're having pork chops. Come back at 8 o'clock. He'll be home. I mean, that's basically it. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. All right. That's all.
All right.
And if any other issue, like I have your office address, I could come by, right?
Of course. course.
All right. All right,
Thank
man.
you very much. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
He's an optimum engineer.
An optimum engineer.
Yeah, I'll give him a window for an appointment with me between 8 and 6
I was
p.m.
just about to say
Yes.
between Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes, between Tuesday and Thursday, 8 to 6. I'll give you your appointment. All right, let's go to Sean in Miami, Florida.
Hi, good night.
Good night. How are you?
I'm good. I got 2 questions.
Go ahead.
All right, I got a friend. He got a work permit, but it was expired in 2017. Could it be renewed or no? That's done.
Why did you get a work permit?
He's from Barbados, but he was working with a racehorse trainer.
So he was on a P visa?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the P visa expire?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So if it expired, he's out of status now. The whole idea was to keep the P visa going.
Oh, so there's no way it could be renewed.
The P visa can't be renewed, but maybe we can help him. That's for sure. I don't know. You should certainly make an appointment. All right, but the whole idea is I only know this because I have a lot of clients who work at the racetracks around the country, and they're all on P visas.
Okay. Next question is if you're married and when you check you get a work permit. You get a work permit and social, and when you check it online, it told you that they schedule your interview, so they will mail you the information. How long does that take?
Who's mailing the information? What did he do? Explain that to me again.
No, you get the work permit and social already, but when you check the status online,
so he's filed an adjustment. I understand. Okay. And they check.
Yeah, but they said they scheduled the interview already, so they said they will mail you the information.
What I'm repeating exactly what you said. I filed an adjustment. I look online, and they say online that they scheduled an interview, and then they say they'll send you information. That doesn't even make any sense. That question doesn't even make sense. I'm just being frank with you. Okay.
So listen, the date, like for instance, the date for the interview.
If you missed your interview, your case is denied. They're not sending you anything. If they say online your interview will be scheduled in the future, yes, they will send you something for an interview.
Okay.
All right. So hold on.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. That question made no sense to me. I'm cranky. You want to know why? I didn't sleep.
Why not?
Yeah, because I was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out at the,
Yeah, this is.
I was at the,
having the delicious crab on the fantastic beach.
all of that stuff, right?
The reggae.
Right. So I didn't really sleep last night, and I caught a 7 a.m. flight to come back for Bradshaw Live.
Yeah.
So it's starting to catch up to me now.
Yeah, but you understand how that's tough for me to sympathize with you now.
That
Where
is
like
very
you were
true.
tired, I'm like, oh no, Brad, but then you're like, because I was so just exhausted from all of the tanning and the delicious lobster eating.
It's exhausting life.
It's an exhausting.
It really is exhausting life. Trust me. Yeah. Eddie in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Eddie.
Yes. Good afternoon.
How you
Brad,
doing?
Kim, how you guys doing? All right. I got one quick question. Okay, I have a friend of mine that used to live in England, right? But she had a passport, but she came to the United States for the past 5 years. She got her green card. So she went back to England to renew her passport over there. But while she was renewing it, they hold on to it and tell her that they see something that, you know what the word I want to use, that's not right. So they took it away from her.
Some bullshit. They wanted to see some bullshit, right? You can say it. It's only Facebook and YouTube.
Right. So in other words, for active question, and she was saying that she didn't obtain it, the right way.
Right.
So would that come back and affect her here?
Yeah, because they claiming she made a misrepresentation. She lied somehow. So it's a problem. It bars her from getting a green card for life. So if
no, she got a green card here with it. She used it to get a green card here.
So what's the problem?
So I'm asking you, because they hold on to it in England right now, but she came back over without a passport. Would that be a problem here for her to get her citizenship?
Who held on to her passport in England?
Okay, the head office when she renewing it.
Why did they say? Oh, so England. She has an English passport, And what they're saying is that somehow for English citizenship, there was some sort of misrepresentation, so they don't know if they want to give it to her.
Right, was fraudulent, yeah.
Right, okay. As long as she hasn't been charged with a crime in England, she could lie her ass off to England. It has no effect on United States immigration. You could lie to English immigration. There's no law that says in U.S. immigration law that says because you lied to England, you can't become a citizen of the United States. What the law may say is if you're convicted of a crime in England or you're charged with a crime in England, then you can't, you may not be able to become a citizen of the United States.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right? Got it now. All right.
All right.
There you go. All right, so we still have a bunch of people on hold, and we're going to eventually get to their calls.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna come to social media check-in in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. But before we go, we're going to be in social media check-in in about 2 minutes. But before we go to social media check-in, our Miami field correspondent, Anna Escona, she had very strong feelings about the Violence Against Women's Act and everyone exercising their constitutional right to vote. Let's watch.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Ascona. Congress has extended the authorization of the Violence Against Women Act until December 7th. Many people thought the law had expired on September 30th, but Congress has just stalled to vote on fixes and modest enhancements that have been proposed for the act until the midterm elections. But why would Congress stall on voting on issues that could help make VAWA even more protective of these vulnerable to domestic violence? What throws me off is how the death of Molly Tibbetts was highlighted and the death of a Hispanic named Cecilia Barkin from Iowa wasn't. Why? Because it's obvious to me that Trump can care less about violence towards women. If it doesn't benefit him in any way, he doesn't care. Guys, this is where women's rights and immigrants' rights collide. And just one more reason why it's so important to get out and vote on November 6th. Everyone's vote counts, and the right to vote is one of the most important and sacred rights U.S. citizens have. So get out there and vote. Vote for yourself, for your loved ones, and those who do not have a voice. The future is up to all of us.
All right, so a little background on this.
Yeah.
All right, so on September 17th, 2018, which was about a month ago, the body of a 22-year-old golfer headed to the height of her sport, she was going to eventually become a professional golfer, was found murdered on a golf course in Iowa. Here she is. She was from Spain. She was an immigrant. Her name is Cecilia Barquin Arizomena. And she was getting a civil engineering degree at Iowa State University, where she was named Female Athlete of the Year. Now, after determining Barquin was assaulted, police by evening had charged 22-year-old, she was murdered. Police that evening had charged 22-year-old Colin Daniel Richards of no known address with first-degree murder. Now, Richards is an American-born citizen with a history of arrest for intimidation with dangerous weapons, trespassing, and public intoxication dating back to 2015. But here is a woman, 22 years old, an immigrant, murdered by an American with a long rap sheet. You don't hear about it.
I never heard about it.
You don't hear about this at all.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Unlike the death of 20-year-old University of Iowa, same school, Molly Tibbetts.
Right.
She was also an American. Same state. Iowa State University, different state. University of Iowa, Iowa State's two different states. Okay, but last seen July 18th. She has not been found, but an immigrant is charged with murdering her, Christian Bahina Rivera. He was reportedly an undocumented immigrant. And now Molly Tibbetts' murder has become politicized, and they talk about it every day on Fox News as a reason to get rid of immigrants.
Exactly.
I would like to know how to get rid of all of the crazy people, the people who don't deserve weapons in their hands, the people who have been intimidating women and immigrants. So just because you were born in America doesn't mean you have a halo over your head.
Yes.
And just because you were born in another country doesn't mean you're a violent criminal. And I think that is the lesson of the day.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we're going to get to something called social media check-in. We're going to be answering your questions that you left for us on our Facebook page and YouTube page. Before we do that,
yes.
Where are we at with sharing, by the way?
You know what, Brad? We're not doing too bad, but I've seen them do better. Last I checked, we were at around 230, and right now we're at 239. Now, I expect more from the Brad Squad, given that we haven't been back for a while. Now, I will say that Wilfredo just asked, how do I share? It's so simple, Wilfredo. You just hit that little arrow and it says share, and you hit it, and then you put it on your own page, and you put it on your friend's page, and anybody you think could use groups you're a member of. Anybody you think could use free immigration advice, that's who you share it to, and you share it just by clicking that little button.
Or maybe people just need free entertainment.
Free entertainment, my God, do we provide that?
I think we provide free entertainment too.
Whew.
New friends, meet new people on the Brad Squad. We made all new friends.
And make sure to join the Bradshaw Live Brad Squad group, Wilfredo, and to anyone else joining us, because that's really where the party goes down, especially when we're not on the air.
All right, so with that, if we get to 900 shares on Facebook,
yes,
free consultation. We may get to, it's possible we can get to 110 contemporaneous shares on YouTube. I got the right word eventually. We're at 82 now. So YouTube could win it.
YouTube could get the free consultation for everyone.
Could win it. Yeah, YouTube may win it. So let's redo this again.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to something we call social media check-in. There we go. Now we're ready to do it.
Hey.
All right, what do we got?
We've got Anna, who said, hi, attorney.
Yes.
I have a question. My dad petitioned for me in 2004. My problem is, I'm wondering how long I need to wait until I get my green card. Can I wait here in California or not? Could you help me about it? I'm overage when he petitioned for me. I'm 23. I was 23 at the time, and now I'm 37. What's going to happen? How long does it take, and do I have to go home?
2004?
2004.
Dad?
Dad.
You should get a green card right now, young lady, and you're going to need to do a provisional waiver unless you're 245I. I'm not going to go through the whole process like we did for, I think it was Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's possible you're 245I. If you are, then you can pay a penalty fee here. If not, we're going to do a provisional waiver. You're going to go home, come back. One way or the other, you're getting a green card.
So soon. Maureen said, I'm 70 years old. My granddaughter has her green card and her husband is a citizen. Is there any way that they could apply for it? They could file for me?
Yeah, there's no granddaughter filing, sorry.
Marco on YouTube said, hey, I passed my civics test for naturalization, but I got a warrant for a disposition letter that isn't mine. But not on time. I was denied, and I filed an N-336, got the DV case fingerprinted, but never convicted. Only FRO. Will I be okay? That's a lot of acronyms that I'm not exactly sure what I just said.
Yes, you will be okay. He had a domestic violence case.
Okay.
It sounds like he was not found guilty of anything. His problem is he submitted the disposition too late, which is a reason to deny you. You'll appeal it and say, here it is, I'm entitled to become a citizen, and hopefully they make you. If not, you'll have to redo it.
Thank you for your translation, Brad. It's rare now that I don't know what I'm saying, but I didn't. Velo said, I'm married to an American citizen. Last year in August, we put in the paperwork, and in October, I got the work permit. So last year in October, we put in the paperwork. In August, I received my work permit. What is now the timeline for the green card?
12 to 24 months from the time you started your case.
Famisa on YouTube said, I got a reply from NBC that my case is undergoing necessary administrative processing. How long is that going to take, and what does that mean in terms of getting a decision?
It means they're giving you some BS excuse why they're delaying your case. I don't know how long it takes because I don't know what the issue is, but you can come see us and we can figure it out.
A friend of mine missed a biometric appointment, says Kayla on YouTube, and she got a call that the I-765 was already approved and rescheduled an appointment for biometrics. How long after she finally gets to do the biometrics will she get her work permit?
About 3 months. But she can go, if she missed it, she doesn't have to reschedule it, just go on any Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday. Tanisha said, my friend is a permanent resident for the last 9 years. He went and stayed in Jamaica for 10 months in 2012 and 8 months in 2014. When can he apply for his citizenship?
5 years after he came back in 2014.
Chris Lowe said, my question for today. So he's got a daily question apparently, and his question for today.
His daily question.
His daily question.
The daily question from Chris Lowe.
Chris Lowe.
We should have some music for that.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Lowe's daily question.
What's weird is that I've seen questions from Chris Lowe, but they're definitely not daily. They're monthly at best, Brad. They're monthly at best.
All right. So then I think he's exaggerating that he's asking that he's asking a daily question.
His daily question.
Okay.
But he's wondering. His mom filed for him in October of 2012, and recently she received the approval letter from USCIS in March of this year. What he'd like to know is what's the next step and how long before that next step happens.
Well, Chris, I don't know if your mom's a citizen or a resident. I don't know what country you're from.
Yeah, we know none of those things.
I would need to know that information to give you my good advice.
For a monthly question asker, we expect those details every time, Chris. Purik Gaming on YouTube said, I'm born in the U.S., but I left the U.S. when I was 4, and now I'm a Norwegian citizen. My father's a green card holder. My mother is not. Can I have a passport? Am I a citizen? I've got all the paperwork necessary, my birth certificate, and a social security number.
Her father was a green card holder?
She was born in the U.S. Father is a green card holder. She left the U.S. when she was 4, and she's a Norwegian citizen.
The answer, you were born in the United States, you're a U.S. citizen. Now, you got to prove that that birth certificate from birth to 4 was you, but you are 100% a U.S. citizen.
And even if you're a Norwegian citizen, that changes nothing.
You never lose your U.S. citizenship. If you are physically born in the United States, you are a U.S. citizen.
Honeybee on YouTube. Hey, my YouTube people are active today. Well done. Honeybee said, my friend overstayed her visiting visa and has been married to a permanent resident for the last year, but she's worried that her status is going to affect her husband's citizenship interview, which is coming up when they ask about his wife's status. Is that actually going to be an issue, or are we worrying for nothing?
What was the issue?
So, friend overstayed and got married to a permanent resident. He is currently filing for his citizenship, and he is just about to go on his citizenship interview. He's worried about what he says whenever they ask him
Tell the truth.
Whether his wife is in status or not.
Tell the truth, they're not coming for your wife.
Harry Pawan said, I applied for an I-130 in New York last year in February of 2017, and I received my letter from USCIS that my file was at the local office in September of that year, so just like 6 months later. What does that mean, and when can I actually receive an interview?
What did he file for?
I-130.
Why is it at the post office?
No, went to the local office.
Just an I-130 or an adjustment?
He says just an I-130. And it was transferred to the local office 6 months later.
12 to 24 months.
We've got a follow-up from our Norwegian who says, what are the forms needed to renew the passport?
There's a passport application.
And you just fill out?
Fill it out,
Okay.
yes. Actually, Marge Higgs just asked a question here.
Ah.
If you were born in the United States to diplomats, are you a citizen? The answer is no, you're a permanent resident. It's the only time, thank you, Marge, it's the only time that when you were born in the United States that you are not a U.S. citizen. But Marge, I think, heard that answer a couple weeks ago.
I was just about to say,
Yes.
now see, this is why we need a Bradshaw Live University.
Yes.
Because that would have been on the test and Grandma would have gotten that question right.
Correct.
Asma says, how can you vacate the criminal case after you plead guilty? Because as I know, after 30 days after the plea, they destroy the evidence of the case. Is that true?
I don't know, maybe. What states, what county, I have no idea.
We need so much more, but how do you go about vacating?
Well, there's two ways. You either say my rights were violated, or you beg and plead a judge saying, you know, I didn't know I was going to get deported. I'm really a good person, and I don't deserve this fate. And can you, make me plead guilty to something that's not deportable? It's called like a mediation almost.
I was just laughing at Sue Wong, who said it.
Yeah, I am tired. I haven't slept in 48 hours.
But it's not when the ears aren't working. That's not a tired thing. That's because he's reading your comments.
Correct.
You guys.
That's called an ADD thing. I'm doing two things at the same time. All right. But I am tired. Yes.
Yeah, he wants to join in on the Brad Squad
yes,
conversation.
I was watching the comments and trying to listen to Kim at the same time.
The Brad Squad's an enticing bunch.
They
Brad.
watch very intensely.
They're tough to not join in. Nadia said, "My two stepsons have to do their medical in Jamaica. Could my sister-in-law take them to do their medical?"
Yes.
Our fan said, "I've got my I have a question. My father's 85 years old. He has a green card. He came to the U.S. every year, but he stays home for some time, for about 4 months, sometimes 5 months, and then he goes back to Pakistan. He got the green card in 2010, so he's been doing this kind of back and forth where he goes back to Pakistan for a few months at a time since then. My question is he going to be eligible for citizenship right now, given that he's been doing this?
I don't know what how often he's been going back and forth, but this is the laws for citizenship. No trip more than 6 months, 30 out of 60 months physically in the United States, living in the state where you're filing for 90 days. So if he follows those 3 rules, he should be okay.
Queen Bee Spence said, "If you marry a green card holder and the person is waiting on his citizenship papers, when should you start submitting your papers?"
Well, I think you should file the I-130 while the citizenship is pending. Some other people may disagree, but certainly as soon as he becomes a citizen, you can file the adjustment the next day.
Tanya is wondering what the cost of a FOIA is and how many months does a full search FOIA take?
A full search FOIA takes a long time, maybe a year, maybe longer. Oof. There's no cost to it. There's no filing fee for it. But, a lawyer may charge you to do it, but, there's actually no government fee for it. A lot of times when I do a FOIA, since I know that a full FOIA is going to, unless you really need to look at the full FOIA, a lot of times after, interviewing a client, I figure out what part of their file I need to see. And if you request part of the file, a specific part of the file, and not the whole file, it goes onto a faster track. So try that as well.
Kamar said, "How long for an interview after you've received your work permit?"
12 to 24 months from the time you file.
Dennis is wondering, what are the documents that I'm actually going to need along with that I-130 when I'm filing for a parent?
Where's the parent?
That we don't know.
But you need proof you're a citizen, their birth certificates, your birth certificate to prove that they're your parent, and marriage and divorce decrees.
That's not too bad. Mm-hmm. We've got a question from Cher who said, "Good evening, Brad. A friend of mine got married in May of 2016. When can he apply for his citizenship?"
3 years after he got his green card, assuming he's in a bona fide marriage, not from the time he married.
Donette Bryant, Brad Squatter, said, "If a woman gets Medicaid and WIC for her citizen child, would that be considered a public charge? And does it have a negative implication when she's adjusting her status?"
Yes, WIC it could be used as a public charge issue. It's for your kids, but they look at the totality of circumstances. And certainly WIC and Medicaid are need-based government assistance because you can't afford it yourself.
That's unfortunate. Nikki said, "My friend has an I-797 and an I-751 notice for an interview. USCIS has not sent an interview date since May of 2018, and now it's October. They said 60 days. That was back in August. I'm waiting on a 10-year, so how long am I going to need to wait?"
That's one of those Brad ADD moments. Can you say that again, please?
You know what? And I saw it.
Yes.
I saw it in my peripherals, you guys. So, friend got an I-797, I-751 notice for an interview, but USCIS hasn't sent an interview date. They filed back in May of 2018, or they received the notice back in May 2018, so they were expecting something within the next 60 days and never got it.
It's 12 to 24 months from when you file. I've answered that question 6 times today.
Listen, they
Yes.
keep asking.
They keep asking.
Francis Tuzola said, why are some states taking so long to become a U.S. citizen and others are faster? I'm in Iowa, it seems to be taking forever.
Because they have different offices or different speeds, depending on how many applications are there, how many people they have to interview, how many officers they got there.
Nick on YouTube said, is it recommended to travel outside the country if you're in the process of removing conditions on a green card, even with a nolle prosa?
Nolle prosa is that's not a crime. You're fine to travel.
Whew, okay. Thank you for not making me say that whole thing, Brad. Fortune said, when does the 90-day rule start? From the date of the marriage or the date of the filing?
The date of the marriage.
Alicia said, my husband is a permanent resident, but he's very sick at the moment. I'm here on a visiting visa. Is there anything that I can do to stay with him temporarily to take care of him?
Yes, you can extend your visitor's visa.
Elizabeth said, is there a possibility to get emergency parole reason? The reason it being that my mom has already has Alzheimer's. She's 95 years old. I filed in June of 2018 for an affidavit of support, for an adjustment of status. I had my biometric. I'm waiting for the advanced parole and the EAD. Do I just wait, or is there anything I can do to speed this up?
You don't want your mom to pass away, but the only way to speed it up is through a death, and you don't want that to happen, obviously. But other than that, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait. They're not going to speed it up because your mom is ill.
Wow, that's so bad. Allison said, in February of 2017, I filed my I-130 and my I-485, and I had the interview and was told in August of 2018 that they're going to make a decision, and they have still said nothing. Should I keep waiting?
When was this decision? When was the interview?
The interview was in August of 2018.
It's only been 2 months.
Right.
Wait 120 days, then call me.
Ricardo said, if you got married 27 days after you entered the U.S., is there any way to fix it?
Yes, it's called a waiver.
And it's called a really good attorney
that
you happen to have.
Hi!
Hi, he's right there. Got him.
Boy, everyone gets the signals and everything here. Can't do anything without being caught on tape.
Yes,
that's me. Yes, that was my scuba signal. I'm scuba. Oh, yeah, go that way.
Yeah.
Right.
See, James Bond. We have James Bond right here, Brad. So, Lucas said someone got deported twice and then got a VAWA petition approved 2 months after the second deportation. With an American son, the American son is married to an American woman, also has a sister who has citizenship. Are there any chances that I could still come back to the U.S.? I lived there for 14 years and didn't have any problems, not even a traffic violation. The city that I live in are writing letters in my favor. I have excellent character. Is there anything I can do?
You have excellent character except for one thing. You re-entered the United States after a prior deportation. It's a permanent bar for, I believe, 20 years. There's no waiver for it.
And there's nothing,
I don't remember if it's 10 or 20 years. I'm tired right now. Yes, but it's a long time. You got to wait.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking. We've got a question from Tanya who said, how long are provisional waivers now taking to go back to home countries for interviews?
Over 12 months. Used to take 6 months, over 12 months now.
My God.
Yeah, everything is taking it
That's
forever.
Trump. Is that
it is
only because of Trump?
It's certainly not Obama, because
Right.
Obama was faster.
Right, wow. Francis said, I applied for a U.S. citizen.
And I'll tell you what it was.
Yeah.
Okay? Under Obama, USCIS mission was to provide good customer service to their customers. The customer is the immigrant and the U.S. citizen who's filing for the immigrant. Now their mission is protect the border. They're not interested in customer service. They don't care how long it takes. So that's really Trump.
Wow, that's. I don't know why that's surprising to me, but it's surprising. Yeah. Every time something like that happens, I'm just like, damn, like there's always something that he's doing. So Francis says, I applied for a U.S. citizenship back in March. I got my FP in April, and since that I have gotten nothing from USCIS. It's taken so long. I really want to bring my parents here to live with me, which is why I'm attempting to expedite my citizenship. What is taking them so long, and how much longer do I have to wait when I file my citizenship? I filed in March.
Well, citizenship is taking about 12 months, and you can file for your parents the day after.
Aida said, I've applied for the diversity lottery about a week ago, but the problem is I messed up on the address part. How else are they going to contact me? Would they email me or call me if I won?
Yes.
No worries. Tanya said, do you charge for someone doing a full search FOIA?
Yes.
Yes. Vanessa said, my husband is a U.S. citizen and he's currently on active duty in the Army. We were planning to start my petition for a green card soon. However, he has now received orders to deploy. Is it possible to file while he's deployed, or am I going to have to wait until he returns from his deployment?
No, file while he's deployed. File while he's deployed, and you'll get an appointment, hopefully, when he's back from deployment.
Does a spouse being an active member in the military change anything to the filing, or do they file normally?
It changes the fact that affidavits of support are easier.
Oh, okay. Blossom said, I received a letter from the NVC about 4 years ago informing me that they received a petition on my behalf, but that a visa number was not available. What does that mean?
Means that you're on a waiting list for a green card.
That's why you didn't get that right. Joy said, if someone got a social security number in 2006 when she was on the H-2B program, and now she's off the program, is that social security number still valid, or would they replace it? And would they replace it if the card was lost?
Social security number is still valid, yes. Doesn't mean you're legal to work, but the social security number is still valid. You will not get it replaced unless you can prove you're legal to work.
I got one last
question.
one. Thanks. Brad Shiv said, how long does it take for USCIS to process the I-485?
12 to 24 months.
I just had to.
12 to 24 months. Question of the day. Certainly, I don't know about comment of the day, but question of the day.
That was most definitely. So perfect. Oh my God, I have one last one from Iqbal. Can I squeeze one last one in? I'm sorry. My priority date was December 2005. My approval date was a year later in November 2006. I'm in the F4 category, and my mom was the one who applied for me. I'm 23 and a half years old. Am I eligible to get a visa under CSPA law? And if I'm not eligible, then is there any way to become eligible?
All right, so that's the Child Status Protection Act. I would have no idea unless I actually see the I-130, how long it took for the I-130 to get approved, and when you applied for your immigrant visa, which is the Packet 3, the DS-230 form. It's a mathematical calculation. I would need to see the file to do it. With that being said,
that's all we got.
All right, for those who are on hold and we didn't get to you, you have two choices. I apologize. You have two choices why we couldn't get to everybody's questions today. You can either hold on and somebody's going to speak with you, and you can set up a consultation to speak with me directly or one of the attorneys in the office, or we can take your number and we'll make sure that you're first in line on tomorrow's show to get your questions answered.
That's very nice of you, Brad. All right. And now we got comments of the day.
Comments of the day.
Our very first one.
One second, where's the drum roll?
Oh, yeah. Comments of the day. Our first one is from Carol Anderson, the Tiger, who said, you know what, Brad? The pumpkins, they look real warm and welcoming on the desk. Well done, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brad's interior design skills put to the test.
Thank you.
Jeff Bosey was also a fan, and he's got a really good idea. Share game, the pumpkins signed by Brad Yo-Yo and Belgium Kim.
That sounds like a good game. I don't know why anybody would want a signed pumpkin, though.
Yeah, well, and these are
and it's
really...
going to rot. They're going to rot in a month.
Do you guys want us to buy
you want
plastic?
a rotted signature?
What if we bought plastic pumpkins?
That's like having Bill Murray's shoes, you know?
Listen, and people have Bill Murray's shoes, Brad. Are you saying we're at Bill Murray level? Yes. I kind of feel like, yes, we are. We've got a comment from Jella Bishana, who in response to Sandra and her 245i situation, said, Daddy Brad's gonna pull through your American dream, Sandra. Daddy Brad is fantastic. Also, we agreed it was Zaddy Brad.
It was Zaddy.
Come on, Brad Squad. We've got one from Wilfredo who said, hey, Brad, I don't know you, but I'm here listening to what you're doing, and bro, God bless you, man. That's so cool how you help those people that are calling you. Bless your heart, man, for real. Alfredo.
Oh, I like him.
Wilfredo was stunned the whole time. He's real. He's real, and the whole time he was like, this guy's awesome. No, for real. Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed, Wilfredo.
And right back at you, Wilfredo. Right. Anybody who knows an awesome guy has to be awesome themselves.
Has to be awesome.
Right.
And then finally, we've got one from BK Ricky, who said, my condolences to the Jewish community. It's time we pull together, black, white, Christians, Muslims. We weren't born racist, but taught to be racist. One love, one world, family.
Amen.
Amen to that.
All right. With that, I'm going to get some rest. We'll see you back tomorrow at 5:30. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What are you doing?